How's it, and welcome back to Global Conversations. I'm Thabo, coming to you tonight from Johannesburg. It's just gone 21:15 here, so settle in, dinner's done, kids are in bed, perfect time for a chat.
And I'm Áine, joining from Naas, just outside Dublin. It's 17:15 here, still bright outside if you can believe it. Summer evenings in Ireland are something else.
2 hours apart, two very different worlds, one conversation. Today's episode is Jozi to Naas. And Áine, you made this exact move a few years back, right? South Africa to Ireland?
I did, yeah. New country, new accent to get used to, a completely new relationship with rain, and a serious ongoing mission to find a decent braai spot.
I feel that. So for everyone listening who's thinking about making this jump, or who's already landed and still finding their feet, what are we covering today?
3 things. Places in Ireland that might give you a little bit of a home feeling, where to actually find South African food and what to do when you can't, and then some practical stuff, the things nobody sits you down and explains when you arrive.
Perfect. Let's get into it. Okay, places first. I'll be honest, when I think of Ireland, I think green, rain, and more green. Is there anywhere that actually feels familiar coming from South Africa?
There are pockets, surprisingly. Start with the Wicklow Mountains just south of Dublin. Rolling hills, big open skies, proper hiking trails. It reminded me a bit of the Drakensberg foothills, just greener and wetter, always wetter.
Of course. What else?
The wild Atlantic Way, especially around the Cliffs of Moher down through Clare and Kerry. If you're missing that Cape coastal energy, big cliffs meeting the ocean, that edge of the world feeling, this is the closest you'll get. It doesn't have the heat, but the drama is absolutely there.
I've seen photos of those cliffs, properly dramatic. Anywhere good for families? People moving over with kids will want to know this.
Glendalough is great for that. Old monastery site, 2 lakes, forest trails all around, quiet, a bit mystical. And there are easy walks for younger kids, plus longer routes if you want a proper hike.
And if someone's missing big open farmland, proper Free State or Karoo-style space,
head out to the Midlands, Westmeath, Offaly, that area. Much less touristy, much more like driving through the Free State, minus the heat haze.
Here's my real question though. After a few years there, does Ireland ever actually feel like home, or does it just feel like somewhere else?
Honestly, it's not about finding a place that looks like South Africa. It won't. It's about finding the feeling. For me, that's almost always tied to being outside with a fire going. Doesn't matter if it's a proper braai pit, a fire bowl in the garden, or a disposable barbecue on a beach in Wexford. Get a fire going under an open sky, and suddenly it feels a lot more like home wherever you are.
That's actually really nice. Don't look for Ireland to be South Africa. Find your own version of those moments.
Exactly. A fire, an open sky, family around you. That travels with you.
Right. Now the big one, and I already know this is going to be a longer conversation. Food.
Always is. Look, let's be honest. For a lot of us, missing home is basically missing certain flavors.
So where do you even start? Can you actually buy South African stuff there?
You can, to a point. There are South African and international food shops scattered around. Dublin's got a few. Search South African shop on Google Maps wherever you are, and you'll usually find something. They typically stock biltong, boerewors, Mrs. Ball's chutney, knickknacks, Oma Rusk's rooibos tea, the classics.
Not cheap though, I'm guessing.
Not always, no, but when you're craving it, you're craving it. Beyond those dedicated shops, your local international or world foods supermarket is worth a browse too. A lot of the spices and sauces overlap. Peri-peri sauces, curry powders, certain chutneys. You might not find the exact brand, but you can get close.
And online?
Yeah, there are South African expat shops that ship within Ireland and the UK. Worth bookmarking 1 or 2 and doing a stock-up order every couple of months, especially before a big braai or a birthday.
Okay, real question now. What happens when you genuinely cannot get the real thing? Widowers, for example. That's non-negotiable for most of us.
I know. Good news though, a lot of Irish butchers will actually make custom sausage if you bring them a recipe, and if enough people in an area ask, some will do a batch run. Worth having that conversation with your local butcher.
And braai versus barbecue? Because I've heard horror stories of people calling a gas grill a braai.
That one's more about technique than equipment, honestly. Irish charcoal barbecues work fine. If you can get a proper kettle braai or even just a simple braai stand, even better. The real difference is patience, coals, not direct flame, and giving the meat time. People here are used to gas, high heat, fast cooking. Braai culture is slower, more social, more about the process. Don't rush it, and don't be shy explaining what you're doing to curious neighbors. You might make a few converts.
What about biltong? That's the one I'd struggle without.
That's the trickiest, honestly. Some adventurous butchers will dry beef if you explain what you're after, but it's not common. The good news is, small South African-run biltong businesses are starting to pop up in different areas. Worth doing a local search. Someone near you might already be making it.
And rusks? Please tell me rusks are easy.
Rusks you just make yourself. Honestly, one of the easiest ways to bring a taste of home into your kitchen. And the kids absolutely love dunking them in tea or coffee in the morning. There's something about that smell of rusks baking that just does something to you if you grew up with it.
So bottom line, you won't get everything, but you can get most of the way there with a bit of effort.
Pretty much. And honestly, some of the best meals I've had there have been a fusion. Bawera on the braai, served with Irish spuds instead of pop. Whether you plan it or not, that's just what happens.
Okay, let's get practical. What are the things you wish someone had just sat you down and told you on day one?
Number 1, weather gear is not optional. I know, coming from South Africa, spending real money on a jacket feels strange, but a proper waterproof jacket and decent waterproof boots completely change your quality of life there. And the trick is layers, thin layers you can add or remove, not one big, heavy coat. The weather can go sunny, sideways rain, sunny again before lunch.
Noted. What about driving? Same side of the road as us, at least.
Right, that part's easy. Left-hand side, wheel on the right, same as home. The bigger adjustment is the roads themselves. Narrower rural roads, way more roundabouts, and some junctions that seem designed by someone with a sense of humor. Give it a few weeks of cautious driving, especially on rural roads, and it becomes second nature.
Banking and admin. I imagine this is where people get stuck.
Completely. Sort this early, seriously. Get your PPS number sorted as soon as possible. Almost everything else depends on it. Opening a bank account, getting paid properly, registering with revenue. The sooner that chain starts, the smoother your first few months go. And if you're employed, make sure your employer has your tax details right from day one. Fixing emergency tax afterwards is a headache nobody needs.
What about community? Moving somewhere new, especially with family, that support network matters.
Hugely. There are South African groups on Facebook and WhatsApp in most Irish cities and towns. Some general expat groups, some specifically braai or social groups, some more practical, where do I find this type stuff. Joining one early massively speeds up settling in. You'll get tips on everything from where to buy biltong to which schools are good, straight from people who've already done the hard part.
Now, sport. This is important. Rugby or GAA?
You don't have to choose. That's the beauty of it. Understanding Gaelic football and hurling, even just the basics, earns you a surprising amount of respect from Irish colleagues and neighbors. And honestly, hurling especially is genuinely thrilling once you get the rules. Fast, physical, incredible skill level. Rugby still gives that familiar comfort too, especially when Ireland plays the Springboks. Good days to have South African and Irish friends in the same room. Maybe just not wearing the same jersey.
Last one, and this might be my favorite. The sun thing.
Oh, when the sun comes out, drop everything. I'm not exaggerating. On a genuinely sunny day, everyone changes their plans. Beer gardens fill up, parks get packed, people head to the coast. It sounds like a joke, but it's real. Don't be the person doing chores indoors on the one properly sunny day of the month. Go outside, sit in it. You'll get it.
Gear up properly, give driving a few weeks, sort the PPS and banking early, find your community, embrace both sports, and chase the sun. That's a solid list.
That alone smooths out a huge chunk of the settling in period.
Right? That's episode 1 in the books. Áine, thanks for joining. From places that feel a little like home, to keeping the food culture alive, to all that practical stuff nobody warns you about.
Thanks for having me, Thabo. Always good chatting with someone back home.
Next time, we're getting into the Stamp 4 to citizenship journey, what the actual timeline looks like, the milestones that matter, and the few things nobody tells you about the process until you're in the middle of it.
That one's a big topic. Looking forward to it.
Until then, keep the fire going.
And mind the rain.
Catch you next time.